welcome back to a new free live tutorial. Today I'm going to teach you how to crochet the wave on this wave basket, and we're going to border on a small flower. It's not going to be the exact same size, but it uses the exact same stitches. So no matter what, you'll be able to make this flower wave basket at the end. I'm not going to focus on the rest of the body of the basket because that's very straightforward. It's a circle and then going up. I'm going to use Lime Brand's Hue and Me yarn. I put all the links and all the information in the chat here on YouTube, so it's all there with links and everything. I'm using a 5mm hook. Well, for my little swatch I used a 5.5, but it doesn't matter. The actual basket uses a 5mm hook. And for the flower part, I'm using Lime Brand's 24/7 cotton yarn, which is the worsted version. They have two. They have a DK and a worsted. I'm using the worsted version. How's it going, everyone? I hope you guys having a wonderful day. It is Monday, which also means we have only 3 days left in order for you to save 20 bucks in order to get all 40 crochet, I almost said blanket, crochet basket patterns in our new ebook, and I'm really excited about it. So let's talk about agenda. First, we're going to go through this tutorial, then we're going to talk about the basket ebook again, and at the end we're going to give away some prizes. So it all depends on you how many prizes that we're giving away, because if we get more than 100 views, we're going to give away 3 prizes. So go ahead and share if you haven't shared yet. And let's get started. I already see 48 people here, so we're close to halfway to our goal. Can we get to 100 today? We'll see. It's up to you. All right, let's get started. I'm going to switch around so you can see my little sample. So obviously I did this one in rows. The actual main one is done in rounds, but it doesn't matter, okay? So I just want to teach you how to do the wave, and then we're going to crochet, or excuse me, embroider onto the project right here, the little sample, the flower, okay? So the wave is actually made 4 times all the way around, and I'm going to show you one section of that. So the entire total is 84 stitches. If you divide 84 by 4, you get 21. So I sure hope I did this right, because I should have 21 stitches here, so I can show you exactly how to do one entire wave, okay? So meaning one repeat of the very last round. Sounds good? Are you guys ready? I have the pattern here in front of me, or at least on the side of me, so I can reference it, but I believe I have most of it memorized. So let's see if I do have it memorized. I'm gonna make it a hint brighter so you can see it a little bit better. You know what? I'm gonna zoom in just a tad more. There we go. Okay, so let's get started. We're gonna start with one single crochet stitch, and by the way, a wave is made with, you know, different sized basic stitches pretty much. We're just gonna go up and then we're gonna go all the way down. So that's how the wave is made, okay? So we start with one single crochet stitch, then we have 2 half double crochet stitches. So this is one, and then this is the second. Now we have 2 double crochet stitches. So here is one, and then here is the second. Now we have 2 triple crochet stitches. So let me remind you about a little important thing here, which will help you a lot when you go along doing this. So there is no yarn overs for the single crochet stitches, obviously. Before you get started on a stitch. There is for the half double and for the double crochet stitches, you have 1 yarn over. Now for the triple crochet stitch, you have 2. So 1, 2, okay? And so we're going to do 2 triple crochet stitches. This is important to remember because as we get bigger, you're going to add more and more loops to your hook, okay? So the next higher version up is the double triple, and the double triple has 3 yarn overs. So 1, 2, and 3, okay? And then you're going to work it off as you normally do. So always yarn over and pull through 2. So that's a double triple, and we're going to do 2 of those. So 1, 2, and 3 yarn overs, and finish it up to have your double triple stitch. So far that should be very straightforward, am I right? So we're now going to do 3 quadruple treble stitches. So that's one more yarn over, okay? So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Quadruple should be easy to remember. Quad is 4 typically, right? So this is 4 yarn overs in order to get to it. So, and then you just work it off as you normally do. And as I said, we're making 3 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is our second quadruple treble. So this just takes a hint longer. There's a little bit more yarn overs. Okay, and let's do the last quadruple treble. So this is 4 yarn overs, right? With the loop on the hook, so it should be 5 there. So, and then you just work it off after that. So now we have pretty much our tippy top. The tippy top is here, the center. So we're now working our way back down, right? So you're going to do the exact opposite of what you just did. So let me lay it down here for a second, because this is a really pretty image, isn't it? I mean, look how pretty this is, right? You could like take a nice picture of this, snap. I might actually do that later from the video. So I can show it off nicely. You can see the single, the half doubles, the triples, the double treble, and then the 3 quadruple treble. Now let's work our way back down, okay? So we have 3 yarn overs for the double treble, okay? So that means 2 of those. So here is 1, and here's the second. I always have to double check that I have the right amount of yarn overs. So now we have 2 of those. Now we're going to do 2 treble crochet stitches. So that's 2 yarn overs. Louise is asking, do I have a link for the stitches? No, you don't need a link for the stitches, guys, okay? We have it right here. This is your tutorial for the stitches. There is no specific tutorial you need. You just need to know how many yarn overs you're doing. So just pay attention. You can always rewatch it, so no worries about that, okay? The pattern is written in the ebook, so just that you know, okay? So now I have to double check. What did I just do? I did a treble, okay? So let's do another treble crochet stitch. And then we have 2 doubles. So remember, a double is 1 yarn over. So that will be like so. And then another yarn over, another double crochet stitch. And then we have 2 half double crochet stitches like this. And then we're going to finish it up technically with, did I do the right amount? I feel like I have one, maybe I have one extra stitch here. Oh no, is this my last stitch? No, I have one more. Let me double check how many stitches I have. I have somewhere an extra stitch, or I missed one. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Yeah, I missed a stitch somewhere here. Where did I miss a stitch? Somewhere I missed a stitch. Okay, I'm just going to make one single. Technically, it's the exact same thing backwards. Somewhere I missed a stitch, and I don't remember which one I missed. I missed one of them. All right, let's see. Louise is saying, can you make them linked crochet? Yes, actually, thank you for re-saying those, the question, Louise. Yes, you can make them linked if you wanted to. Yes. Is it needed? I don't think it's needed, but yes, you could if you wanted to. The only thing you have to remember is when you go up, you always need one extra yarn over, okay? So you have to either connect it to it somehow, or add an extra one after. So because you're going up, right? So you're adding more and more loops to it. So you have to somehow adjust to it. And then when you go back down, you have to kind of remove one as you go. I'm not going to teach you right now how to do this linked, meaning using linked crochet, but yes, you could if you wanted to. So let's see. Hi, Callie Girl Crochet. You're brand new here? I'm so glad. Hello. I'm glad you made it back. You found me a few weeks ago. Yay, I'm so glad. Okay, so now that we've finished this, somewhere I missed a stitch, but that's totally fine. Let me double check. Actually, no, I just double checked my pattern. No, I did it correctly, because you're going to have, when you do the repeat, you're going to have 2 single crochet stitches next to each other. So I actually did it correctly. Yay me! Okay, so I'm going to cut my yarn now, and now we're going to do the flower now. Okay, so now we're done with the crocheting part. Let me just make a little knot, and we're now going to add our flower on top. We're 66. Can we get to 100? Okay, let's see. Beverly says you should end up with one single because you started with single. Yes, you're correct, and I just noticed that in my pattern. Yes, you start with a single and you end with a single, and then you repeat that 4 times for the actual basket. Okay, so that is the wave. So now we're going to talk about the flower. So I have here some of the yarn ready to go. Okay, so we're going to start with the green. Okay, obviously everything is made on one side. So I do want to point out some of the stitches, what they're called. So let me flip my page so I can tell you exactly what they're called. Okay, so we're going to use 3 different types of embroidery stitches. One of them is kind of like a running stitch, which is the green part of it. The yellow part of it is going to be a French knot. So for those who need a little reminder on the French knot, I'm going to show it to you. And then the red part of the flower, and by the way, you can reference what I'm talking about right here, right? The red part of the flower is called the lazy daisy stitch. So just that you know that, okay? Okay. Marcia says, well, you're better than we thought. Okay, so let's see. It makes me feel good. See that sometimes you miss a stitch. Yes, I sometimes miss a stitch too. It's totally fine. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so you can reference this. I'm going to try to at least make the green and the yellow the same, but I'm going to make the red a little bit less. I'm not going to make as many loops. It takes longer. Okay, so you're going to start. Let me put my little piece here next to me so I can see it. Okay, so wherever you want to start, pretty much, you're going to start so like somewhere on the bottom, wherever you want your green part to be. Okay, I'm just going to go right here in the center, and I'm going to start right here. So what I did is I left the yarn hanging in the back a little bit so you can knot it later. Yes, you're going to see the parts from the inside. If you don't like that, you can totally do some kind of insert or something if you don't like seeing the embroidery part of it, but I'm just going to do it this way. Okay, so now I'm going to go up so that I have one part of it done. So feel free to reference this, right? Then we're going to add one leaf to it, and then we're going to go back up. Okay, so let's do this. So one leaf right here. Remember, my leaf is not really a leaf. It's more like a stem kind of thing, you know, but I didn't want to add too many details to it because I wanted the flower itself to pop. So then you go back in here. Hopefully you guys all seeing this. If you need me to make it brighter, you let me know, but I feel like it should be bright enough. Okay, so now we're going to do another stem part up. You can kind of do it a little bit in an angle. Give it a little motion if you want. If you want it completely straight, you can do so. I broke it up to have a little bit of a motion part of it. You see how it's kind of straight and then kind of in an angle. And now we're going to do another leaf part. So like about here. I'm going to add another leaf. You don't have to measure it. You can, you know, kind of eyeball it. This may be a little long, but it's totally fine. Okay, and then we have one more little stem part right here. Okay, I'm going to go in another bit of an angle right here. And then we're done with the green part. Okay, so there we go. That's done with the green. So what you're going to do here in the back now is you're going to find a nice way to make a knot. I'm just going to make here a couple, like a double knot for a second, so that way I'm not going to mess with any knotting when I have my new color added. Okay, so I'm going to snip it probably a little shorter than I usually do. Technically I would weave this in, but for my little sample, I'm just going to snip it like this. Don't do this if you are actually doing the basket. Weave it in. So this yarn is thick enough that you can hide it in there, you know, like weave it through to have it a little bit more stable. But for my little swatch, this is fine. Okay. So let's see. Can you hide the back of the stitches in the middle or in a double crochet stitches? You can hide it a little bit if you kind of weave it through. It's going to make it harder. If you don't want to see it on the back, you have 2 choices. One, you could weave it through your stitches, which is single crochet stitches that you're using, right? But it's going to make it a little harder if, you know, squeezing it through, and it's still probably going to peek through somewhat. I would suggest adding some kind of liner or adding something here in the back, maybe an iron on or something, or a pocket. A pocket would be a good one that hides it if you don't like seeing it. Okay, this would be great pocket to add on the insert, on the inside, right? You can also make it double layered, make the exact same basket twice, but make the circle part, the base of it, one row shorter or one round shorter, and then go up, and then you can add it as an insert. That's another way, but it's probably easier just to add fabric to it if you absolutely do not like seeing this on the back. I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. Okay, so I hope that answers that question. I think Kelly was asking that question, right? Yes. Okay, so now let's go to the French knot part of it. Okay, so I added my yellow now on my tapestry needle. So I'm just going to add a little higher. So you're going to kind of go up roughly. What I did in the main one is kind of like in the actual basket, I kind of went about middle of the center quadruple treble. That's kind of where I went. My flower is going to be a little smaller, so I'm going to go a little lower than that. So I'm just going to go over here. And what you're going to do is you're going to insert your needle. Again, let it hang out here in the back a little bit. Ooh, I have a knot over here. Well, that's not fun. Okay, let's undo this little shenanigans here. There we go. Okay, you're going to leave some yarn hanging, of course. You're going to need that later to make a knot. So in order to make a French knot, so let me remind you again how to do this. You're going to wrap it around your needle twice, okay, and then you're going to insert it, not in the same stitch where you came from, but just a little off, okay, just a hint off, because otherwise you're going to push it back. And you don't want to do that, okay? And like literally it's not going to be a knot if you go into the same area. And then you're just going to pull it through like this. You see that? So this is one French knot. And you can pull here in the back a little bit to make sure it's actually staying there. Now we're going to do another one. We're going to do 4 in total. So we're going to go and, you know, make it like either a little lower or start on the bottom of this, okay? What kind of needle am I using? I'm using probably a needle that's considered for leather. But I'll be honest with you, I just grabbed whatever needle was next to me. For the actual basket, I used a blunt needle, but it really doesn't matter. Really, it does not matter because you're using worsted yarn on top of bulky yarn. So it doesn't matter what needle it is. This just happened to be pointy. This is a leather needle. But I used for the actual basket, I used a blunt one, okay? So again, you wrap it around your needle twice, okay? And then again, shift it over just a bit. And so that way, you know, you're not pushing it back to the back, and then go in and then pull it through. Okay, if it doesn't appear on the back, then you know you did it right. Okay, so they all look a hint different, and that's fine. So as I said, I'm doing 4 of them. So now I'm gonna do, I did the top and the bottom. Now I do, you know, right and left. So I'm gonna do the right one first. You know, you can also do it by, you know, north, south, east, west, whatever. So I'm doing the right one now. So wrap it around twice, then get close. This can be challenging when you have multiple French knots next to each other. Make sure you're not going in the same area. Do you see how I'm a little off to it? Right? So you're going to go in and then you push it back. And then you have your third one done. This is all done really on one stitch here, as you can see, right? And now we have one more to go here on the other side. So I'm going to go in here and do one more French knot on this side. Okay, so this is the west. So 2 yarn overs and then a little shifted over and then push it back. Okay, so now we made 4 French knots. You can make more, by the way. I just think 4 is a good number. So you feel free to make more. So here again, you want to technically weave this in. Okay, I'm just going to make a knot and snip it short for my little sample. Please weave it in. For my sample, I'm snipping it short. Okay, so there we go. And now we're going to work on the lazy daisy part of the stitch. Okay, or on the flower. So again, you're going to grab your other color. Again, this is worsted yarn. So this is red. Hopefully you guys can see the red on camera. I wanted to keep the red even though it's hard to see on camera, but I'm hoping you can. So what you're going to do is you're going to go in wherever you want to start. It really doesn't matter. Start around the yellow. You pretty much, what you want to do is you want to frame the yellow. I'm going to make it a hint brighter, even though it's already very bright, but I feel like with the red, it may be better to see how it's going to be made. So you're going to come out right next to the yellow, as you can see, right? Right next to it, as close as you can to the yellow, pretty much. And then you're going to pull your yarn through. Keep a little yarn end there hanging. And what you're going to do now is technically you're making a loop like this, right? And you want to go back in. You can go to the same area if you wanted to. In this case, you can if you want to. You can go in the exact same spot where you came from, or you go off a little bit. It's totally fine either way. But the only thing you have to remember is you need to leave a loop hanging here, okay? So either go in the same space or a little off, and leave a loop. So here I'm pulling it until I have a loop. Okay, do not pull it back. You're going to leave a loop. So I'm just going to leave it a little bit bigger. And now I'm going to go in from the back to the front, how big I want my loop to be, my little petal. So I want to be right here. So I'm going to pull it through. And as you're pulling, that loop is going to get smaller. So it should, at least, if you did it right. There we go. Do you see that? And now you can go either in the same stitch where you came from or a little off. Really doesn't matter. I'm just going to go in the same one because I went around it in a loop, so it's not going to pull it back. So no worries on that, okay? So we're just going to pull this now, and this is going to stabilize our first petal. Ta-da! First petal done. Okay, so this is how you're going to do the lazy daisy. Now you're going to go all the way around and do this over and over again. Okay, let's see. Gloria says, you make it look so easy. I struggle with embroidery and sewing. Okay, just like biking, just like how you guys started with crocheting, you were not perfect first. And remember, the definition of perfect lays in your own mind, okay? You decide what looks perfect, okay? Nobody else gets to judge you. Nobody, okay? This is just how it works. Everyone makes a beautiful creation, but everyone is unique as a person. So just do your best and keep practicing, okay? You cannot, you're not born with this. You learn it, okay? Just like riding a bike. So now once you have one petal done, you go and move it over. The ideal situation is you go around it in a circle, okay? However you like to do it. So I'm just going to do this one. I'm going to do it off a little bit. Mine is going to be a little bit bigger so I don't have to make so many stitches. So again, you can go in the same area back in if you want to, but make sure that you keep a loop, okay? And how big your loop is doesn't really matter, as long as you have a loop hanging. And then once you have it hanging, you're going to figure out where you want to come back from the back to the front. Remember, your yarn is currently in the back. And I'm just going to go in over here. I'm just going to make the distance between my petals a little bit bigger. Okay, I'm going to go over here. Make sure you go through that loop that you created. And then you're going to pull. Yes, I have a lot of yarn. I should have made mine a little shorter, but I wasn't sure how much I'm going to use. Okay, and here I'm going to pull like this. And now I'm going to go either back in or just a little over. I'm going to go back in the same area where I came from. As long as you go around the loop, it's not going to pull it back. Okay, and it's going to keep it in place. So here we go. I'm just going to pull. And now we have the second one done. Okay, let's do a few more. Let's do one over here. So I'm just moving it over. I'm making a little bit more of a distance between it. Usually I would make it closer, but I don't want to spend too much time repeating the same thing over and over again, okay? And I want to show you how to do it. So this one is going to have, let's see, 1, 2, let's do like 4 or 5 of them. I think 5 is a good number for this, okay? So here I'm going to go back in where my loop is. You can check that your loop is not twisted. So I'm going to go over here, push my needle through the loop. You see how it's through the loop? So when I pull, it's going to hold it in place. You see that? And now I'm going to go back in where it came from. You can go a little off. That's fine too. Okay. So here I'm just going to pull like so. And now I have my next one done. So let's do a few more. Okay. Like 2 more. How about 2 more? So this one I'm just going to put over here right next to the yellow, right? We're always starting at the yellow. Go all the way through. And you make your loop. You can kind of hold it with your hand. You can go in the same spot where you came from. That way they all look even. But just make sure you keep a loop hanging. That's why I put my finger there, so I'm not losing my loop. And then I'm going to go in over here and grab this again, like so. See? And we're going to go back in the same spot where we came from. And always adjust a little bit as you go. And so make sure they all look the same, okay? So let's see. I have enough room to 2 more. Let's do 2 more and then we're done with this, okay? This one has a little less than the actual basket. Oh, I lost my yarn. Look at that. Let's do that again. There we go. Let's push this through. We'll do 2 more, okay? So this is one of them. Again, make a loop. I like to put my finger on it as I go so nothing gets like twisted or anything. Do you see? Gloria, look how I'm doing this. I'm just putting my finger on, okay? By the way, we have 72 people here. Do you think we can get 30 more? Can we get to 100 to make, to give you the opportunity to get 3 prices? All right, something is knotted back here. Look, I have a knot over here. That's not good. That's not good. Oh, no. Hang on. Something got knotted. All right, come on. Undo this little knot. There we go. Now I can pull it through. There. Okay. And then I'm going to make sure I go in the same spot where it came from. And let's do 1 more. Okay. 1 more. And then we have 6. That should be good. At least for you to see how to do it. I would actually add way more. So you can see this is a little bit sparse. But for this little sample, it works. Again, I put my finger on here. It can help me make sure that I'm not going to lose my loop. So do you see how I leave my finger, my thumb on it? So that way I'm not losing it, right? And then I go in here, grab, hold on to the loop, pull through, and go back in where I came from. And that's it, right? So obviously you make as many as you like all the way around. And when you're done over here, obviously you need to make sure, ooh, I made a little loop over here. And then you can obviously make sure that you are tying this up and weaving in your ends. I'm just gonna make a small little knot right here. Again, mine is gonna be snipped a little short. So that way it is only for the sample. Ta-da! We did it! Let me know if you like this and be sure to share if you haven't shared yet. I'm sure there's some crocheters out there that want to learn some embroidery. Maybe down the road I will have like a little bit more information on embroidery for crochet itself, but I really enjoyed this. Isn't that so cute? I love this little flower. Let me show you my other ones, and I want to point out that not all of them look exactly the same, which makes it unique. Do you see that? This one looks a little different than this one, and then this one. This is probably my favorite version right here. I don't know if this was my first or my last one, but this one is my favorite one. So you can see the difference between our little sample and then this one right here. Do you see that? It's pretty much the same in terms of the green and the yellow, just the red has a little bit less petals, but otherwise it's pretty much the exact same thing. And the only other difference is that here it is single crochet in rounds. Here I did single crochet in rows just to have a sample, but I wanted to teach you how to do the wave and how to do the flower. So now you know how to do both. Let me know if you enjoyed this. Isn't that a fun basket? Look at it. It really does stand up perfectly. Like you have no worries about that in terms of standing it up. It's very, very sturdy. And it's because of the Hue and Me yarn and using a smaller hook. And believe it or not, it is actually that wool that's in it, okay, that makes it. It is also acrylic. It is, I believe, let me double check. I'm pretty sure it's 2080. Yes, it's 80% acrylic and 20% wool. So if you're allergic to wool, obviously don't use Hue and Me, but that is the yarn that I used, okay, just that you know. This is the yarn I used, Hue and Me from Lime brand. So the links are in the comments for that, as well as the ebook. But the wool makes it a little bit frictionless, like it has some friction to it, which allows it to stand up perfectly. And it's great for baskets, definitely. And it makes it really lovely. And you have that beautiful wave all the way around with the flower right all the way on all the waves. It's so pretty. I love it. Let's see. Louise is saying, could you thicken the green leaves and stalk a little bit? Yes, you can. Of course. I would probably go over a few times. If you want it thicker, either use thicker yarn, or you can probably even double or triple the yarn on your needle if you want to do it that way, or just go around it, a few times to make it, double layered. Feel free to do that. I ain't stopping you. Be creative. I'm just giving you the foundation. If you want to make yours a little bit more personal, you feel free to do that. I'm not stopping you. My pattern is just like a foundation, but you can always add on to it for your own personal usage, of course, right? So glad you guys all love it. Love it, love it, love it. Look at all the love that you guys are sending. Yes, I am so happy you're all loving it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, so now that we finished the basket part of it, let's talk more about other baskets that are all included in this ebook. And I want to remind you that this ebook is only on sale until Wednesday with that coupon code. So I just popped the link into the comments again in case you want to click that, but it's also pinned on YouTube. So let me go and remind you of a couple of things again that we have talked about in the last couple of days. And if you are brand new here, you probably haven't seen this yet. So let me remind you really quickly, as some of the troubles that I have seen from crocheters, including myself when I was a beginner, of what I've experienced when I actually crocheted baskets. And the biggest one is, what if the basket is flappy, collapsible, flimsy? There's only certain times you want a collapsible basket, and I'll show you an example for that later. But most of the time you want a sturdy basket. Am I right? So you don't want it to collapse. You want it to stand straight. So for this one, I'm going to show it to you. I'm just going to hold it on the bottom so you can see. First of all, there's no plastic canvas on the inside. And look, I'm just holding it in my hand, okay? It holds up perfectly. It's not going to collapse, okay? It's holding up sturdy, and that's what you want in a basket. You don't want it to fall down, right? You want to be able to put things in it or just display it without having anything in it. The other thing I have heard in terms of making or crocheting baskets is they want a video tutorial. They don't want to deal with ads. They don't want to have to go down a rabbit hole to piecemeal tutorials together. So when I say piecemeal, that means they have a pattern that doesn't have any videos and it has multiple different stitches or techniques, and now they have to find different techniques all around the world, pretty much World Wide Web, right, to find them in order to be able to make that one pattern. That is very frustrating, having to piecemeal to do your tutorials. I mean, you literally will go down the rabbit hole, right? Let's see. Gone Country, hopefully I'm saying this right. What did you use for the main basket? Is it linked double crochet? No, it's just single crochet. It's just single crochet. Just single. There's absolutely no linked crochet in this basket, you guys. This entire basket right here uses just single crochet stitches until you get to the wave. Then you have all the different types of stitches. There is no linking in here. No linked crochet at all. It's all single crochet for the base. So yeah, you can make it stand up even with single crochet stitches. Let's see. Nikki is, as Francis says, Nikki, is that beautiful basket about 15 inches tall? I don't know, actually. I don't have it memorized. Hang on a second. Ooh, something fell off because I moved my basket. Let me check in the pattern for a second how big it is, because I don't want to measure it. It is 8.25 inches in height. That's how tall it is. But all the information is in the pattern, you guys. Get the ebook and you have all the patterns for you, okay? So let's talk about the rest of the things I have noticed that happen sometimes in terms of basket crochet patterns, okay? The other thing is that sometimes I've heard people say, I don't want to just have a boring, simple basket. I want a little bit more than that. I want something eye-catching, something surprising, maybe additional features, maybe extra pockets, maybe reversible, right? And if you want all of that, I have the solution for you, okay? And it's this ebook right here. It has all of that. All of these boxes are checked for you, okay? In the positive way. So let's go through it and we'll talk about all the different patterns. But I do want to point out really quickly that this ebook is very special. While we're going through all the different patterns, I want you to keep in mind that all of these patterns have large font, and I'll demonstrate that later. Large font, lots of detail, detail. They come with video tutorials. Usually it's at least one video tutorial per pattern. I have seen several of these patterns included in here that have 3, 4, 5 video tutorials included, because whenever I feel like I need to give you a video tutorial, I will give it to you, right? If I feel like there's that little bit could be struggling for some crocheters, I will make a video tutorial for it, okay? And the other thing I want you to remember while we're going through the patterns is that, or the ebook, is that all of the videos, the material list, and the table of content is clickable. Again, I will demonstrate that later, okay? So let's go through all of the different patterns included, because I'm sure you want to know what's actually included, okay? So here are the first 10 out of the 40. Little quick side note before we keep going. This is little, ad in between, although not really an ad. It's a reminder. We have prizes at the end. So please don't head off. We are talking about all of these different patterns, and you're going to need this information later for the questions that I have for you in order to be part of the prize giveaways. Yes, we have questions later. If you answer them and you may be drawn randomly, you can win something. So stay until the end if you want to win something, okay? So let's talk about these baskets. So we have all of these are brand new. And all of the 10 that you see right here are exclusive. The ad-free version is exclusive right now to the ebook, okay? So the very, very first one you can see right there is the half circle basket, okay? This one uses rewind yarn. It is absolutely amazing. I love rewind yarn because it is easy to work with, it's very lightweight, and it's very sturdy. So it's a wonderful yarn for baskets. Then number 2, you have just seen, right? Number 3, we actually did yesterday. If you missed it, feel free to watch the replay on YouTube. It's on my YouTube channel, okay? And this is the rainbow basket. We went through the rainbow yesterday. I taught you how to do the rainbow, which uses a wire in order to make sure it's nice and sturdy. We have the treasure chest, which we just finished for the mystery crochet along. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. Have you guys seen all the different treasure chests? Oh my Lord, I absolutely love them all. We also have number 5 and 6. Those are two really beautiful, 7. Those are beautiful shapes. We have a star and we have a heart. They both use wire at the very last round in order to make sure that the shape stays the way it's supposed to stay. Okay, in the yarn itself helps it stand up, but in order to make sure it actually looks like a star or a heart, you do want to use some wire right there. It allows you to bend it nicely and makes it nice and sturdy. So absolutely amazing. I love these. Let me know which of these 10 is your favorite. I already see Donna saying love number 2 and 10. Yay! Okay, number 6 I think is perfect for a children's room or any kind of room, right? Where if you are a fish lover, this will be for you, okay? This jellyfish basket is adorable. I absolutely love it, and uses braids for the tentacles. It's so cool. So it's kind of a little 3D like, right? Then we also have number 8 and 10. Those are both hanging baskets. Number 8 is more like a teardrop. It also uses a wire at the very last round. It is not necessary in order to have it be useful for the actual shape of the basket. It is actually there to support the basket stitches. So in number 8, I added the very last round with wire because the wire is also around the hook part. So when you add something in it, even if it's heavy, it's not going to drag down your basket and makes it still stand up nicely and sturdy. Okay, or not stand up, but you know what I mean. It hangs up perfectly. Number 9 doesn't use any sturdiness in there, like no plastic canvas, no wire, nothing. It is double layered though, and therefore it stands up perfectly as well. So all of these stand up in some kind of way, right? These are all basket sturdy. Love them. Looks like Carol loves number 6. It's adorable. Diana loves number 10. Jan loves number 4 and 6. Oh, those are great ones. Deanna is 1 and 2, and Joanne Joanne loves the teardrop. Yes, I love that one too. So we went through all of number 10, in case I didn't mention, it uses the waffle stitch. Okay, so let's go to the next 10. Remember, we have 40 in total. So this is now 11 through 20. Okay, numbers 11 is also exclusive to this ebook, and it's a fruit hammock. Feel free to call it a toy hammock. You call it whatever you like. I would love to use it for fruit, but but I also have some pictures where I put some, stuffed animals on there. So it could be also work perfectly for a children's room, like, in the corner and hang it up there. It would be cute and adorable. It has more of an elegant stitch, so that's why I use it for fruit, but you do you, right? We also have number 12, which uses t-shirt yarn. That makes it nice and sturdy and stand up. It is a beautiful basket that went kind of mildly viral while I was crocheting it a few years ago. Was it like 2 years ago? So maybe 3, I don't remember, but everyone loved it. Like, I crocheted it as I went and shared my progress, and everyone loved it. So then we have number 13, which is a really beautiful flower basket. And look at the flowers. They have little circles in the center. Those are buttons. Okay, the yellow part is a buttons. Those are cute. I know number 14 is very popular. It is linked crochet, and it's double layered, and it's an oval. I mean, win-win overall. It has kind of a beachy theme to it, right? So it's a really cute one. We have a couple more hanging basket, but this time for plants. Number 15 and number 16. Number 15 will be talked about in the next couple days. We're going to go through the beginning part of that pattern, so I'm going to show you how to get started on that, okay? All right, there's another question in here, so let's talk about it. Are you going to show us how to do the last round on the star and the heart basket with the wire anytime? Actually, I won't, and here's the reason why. If you go back to yesterday's video on how to do the rainbow that I just mentioned, I showed you how to crochet over a wire. This is the exact same way for the heart and the star. You just crochet over it, okay? It's just a different stitch. Like yesterday, do you hear how I said it? Yesterday, I used a single crochet for the heart and for the star basket. It is the crab stitch, which is actually reverse single crochet. Very similar, same way done, just the other way around. So I don't have to show you because I already did. Does that make sense? So you already have a video that shows you exactly how to crochet over the wire. So you don't need an additional one. That would be boring if you have to watch it again. All right, let's go to the other ones. We have number 17 and number 20, which are, just baskets technically, but in this case, I use them for plants. Now, obviously for the plants, make sure you have something, you have some kind of pot that doesn't have the water leaking through, because your crochet is not going to hold the water. It's just going to soak it, right? So we have number 17 uses mosaic crochet, and number 20 uses the arrow stitch. But number 18 and 19, they may not look like it, but the insert can be removed, okay? So there are couple features right here. There's a really cool. So by the way, number 18 uses cotton yarn, and it's hardened with glue, and the tutorial is included for that as well. So yes, number 18 uses cotton yarn, but it's hardened to make sure it's nice and sturdy with glue. So it just uses regular school glue, and it's pretty much dried overnight and then stands up perfectly. Ta-da! I mean, technically it stands up on its own too, but I wanted to make sure it's a perfect square, which is why I use glue. Anyways, then you also have number 20, which has that beautiful insert. Again, you can take it out or leave it in. It's up to you. But this one is also a really fun one. This one has 3 video tutorials included. Used to be a mystery crochet along as well. So really, really fun, right? All right, I see some really fun answers here. So Nancy loves 11, 13, and 15. Donna loves 15 and 16. Diana loves 15. Corgi loves the fruit hammock. Yes. And Jan loves number 12. Carol loves 15 and 16. And Marcia says, I love all the baskets for the plants. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay, so let's go to the next 10. So here's 21 through 30. We have 21 uses thermal crochet, which makes it nicely stand up. It's nice and thick. You don't need double layer. It's already double layered on its own. Number 22 is a 2-in-1 storage bucket as well as bag. So the inside part you can take out, and I will show you that later, okay? So then we also have number 23, which has a really cool feature in it. Number 23 has a reversible mosaic crochet basket as the body, and you can take the top part off, then you can hide something on the inside. It's really, really cool, okay? So anyway, anyways, then we have number 24. Number 24 uses a Turkish star stitch. Really, really cool. Okay, it's a really fun stitch. It actually is kind of a version of single crochet, but done in a little bit different way. It's really cool. Okay. Oh, we just had someone purchase the ebook. Gotta celebrate you, Rachel. Woohoo! I'm so excited for you. If you get the ebook while I'm live, please tell me so I can celebrate you. If I haven't celebrated you yet, let me know. I want to celebrate you. All right, we have number 25, 27, and 30. Those are all bowl cozies. We have a regular size bowl cozy, a large size bowl cozy, and a regular one that has a little pocket as well as hangers, okay, like holders. So there's little loops right there so you can hold it there. Instead of the corners to hold it, you have little, you know, hangers, loops, whatever you want to call them, to hold it with your hands, right? Then we have 26. Oh, that one is a fun one. It also uses Hue and Me yarn for this, and the insert is also able to be taken out, and you can use it separately. It is big enough to use for, let's say, some pens, hooks, notions, whatever, and it stands up perfectly on its own, even taken out. Okay, so you can technically call this a 2-in-1, right? So you have like a basket within a basket, if you want to call it that way. We have 28 that also uses t-shirt yarn. It's kind of a baggie, but kind of a basket, right? I kind of love it. It's really, really fun. 29 also uses t-shirt yarn. This t-shirt yarn is not available anymore, so I added a substitute yarn to it, so that way you can make it regardless. But it is technically called a one skein t-shirt yarn because I literally just use one skein of yarn, and that's an older yarn that doesn't exist anymore. You might be able to find it somewhere, but technically it doesn't exist anymore. But it's a really cool way to make a basket very quickly, just using one skein of yarn. But yes, t-shirt yarn for sure. All right, Corgi. Corgi also got it. Let's go. Yay. I'm so happy for you. All right, let me show off, or let me say it out loud better, because there's so many of you guys that talk about what you guys love. Thank you for keep telling me what you guys love. I really appreciate it. All right, we have Trish. Trish loves number 23. That gnome is really, really fun. Yes. Dawn loves all the bowl cozies. Nancy loves 23 and 24. Diana loves 23 and 29. Michelle, 22. Jackie, 22. Kelly, 25. TC and Ward, 22 and 26. Oh, you guys all love number 22, don't you? Why does it remind me of a diaper? Is it just me? I don't know. Carol loves the gnome and the bowl cozies. Laura loves 23, 24, 28, 29. Looks like you guys can't decide. And Donna loves 22 and 23. And Christy, 26. These are all amazing. Let's see. There's a question right here. Why can't we see pictures of... I feel like there's something missing. Can't pictures of what? What are you looking for, Mary? So I can help you. All right, let's go to the next one. These are all included in this ebook, okay? So let's go to the last 10 right here. All of these patterns are included in this ebook. Just purchase it right here at the link or the QR code. You also have a coupon code, so that way you can get $20 off making all 40 patterns for less than $20. That's a really good deal. It's ad-free, printer-friendly, with more than 50 video tutorials. All right, let's talk about the last 10 right here. We have a couple more bowl cozies, 31 and 38, although let's be clear, they don't have to be used as bowl cozies. They can be used just as a, storage organizer, if you want to call it that way. So we also have 32, which is a woven cable basket. It's really fun, but this one I used Caron Simply Soft. It's not the most sturdiest yarn. It's an older pattern. If I ever redo it, I would use Rewind yarn for it. It makes it stand up perfectly and looks amazing. So please use Rewind yarn for 32 if you're getting the pattern. We also have 33 and 39. Those are ice cream bucket cozies, or like should I say ice cream pint cozies. So they fit a pint perfectly. Okay, and I want to point out, so 33 uses velvet yarn and 39 has a little spoon holder on the side. So if you get a brain freeze, you can just put your spoon there for a while and then let your brain relax, and then you keep going, right? We have 34. That's the only collapsible basket in here. 34 is a surprise pop-up box, okay? I'll show you some pictures in a second in the ebook so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Number 35 is actually a 3-in-1. It is the same basket, just a little bit modified, so I call it as a 1 pattern, but it's technically 3 sizes. So all using t-shirt yarn. So what I did here is I got like a bunch of samples from this one store, this one Etsy store, and then I made all of these baskets. Really, really fun. I don't think the yarn exists anymore. I think if my memory's right, I switched it out to a different yarn that you should be using because that yarn I couldn't find anymore that I used originally. Anyways, we also have a mug cozy over here, and number 37 is kind of like a 2-in-1 because you can have the ears flop down, or you connect the ears with a little button and then it's like a baggie. Ooh, that didn't quite work out, but you know what I'm talking about. Number 40 is the only one that you can use as a like, let's call it a triple layer. So this one is reversible, like you can make it double-sided, like either way, however you want to turn it, okay? Or you can add a 3rd layer to it, and I'm going to show you some pictures in a second so you know exactly what I'm talking about, okay? So let's see, you guys are all loving these. Okay, I see some more numbers. I'm going to call them out, okay? The ones on this side, so anything 31 and up. Okay, Dawn loves 34 and 39. Nancy loves 34, 35, and 37. TC Ward 32. Michelle loves the gift box. Karen loves 32 and 40. Carol 34. Diana 37. And we have Sam, she loves 37 too. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, let me show you a printed version of this ebook so you can see exactly what I'm talking about in terms of those patterns that I was pointing out earlier, okay? So I may have to zoom out. I feel like I'm too close and it's too bright. So let me make it a hint darker. There we go. Maybe just a tiny bit more. How about this? It's a little, well, maybe, I think this is a good one right here, okay? Kind of in between. Perfect. Okay, so first of all, I want to point out again, the table of content is clickable, okay? So this is a printed version. So let me say it again. You are getting a PDF when you purchase this ebook, okay? That one is printable. However, first of all, I did add a tutorial to it if you don't know how to print something, and if you want to make it into your own spiral, I added a video tutorial with it with all the materials, so if you want to make your own version, you can. Now, technically it's a PDF, and that means it has clickable buttons. The table of content is clickable, so you can tap here and it jumps you straight to the pattern. If you don't know what each one is, you just go to the next page and you see all the numbers refer to what is written in the table of content, so you know exactly where you're jumping to, right? Okay, so there are a couple of patterns I want to point out to you. So this one here is one of them that I mentioned, okay? So you can see right here, it is reversible. So this is one way of having this basket, and this is the flipped the other way around. So the entire basket comes actually in 2 different sizes because the video tutorial referenced the smaller version, and then the actual version, the written instructions for the bigger one. So you have technically like a 2-in-1 here, right? So we have, this is using a version of t-shirt yarn. It's not actually t-shirt yarn. It's called home yarn from Mary Maxim. Some of the colors may not exist anymore, but oh, it's amazing to use, okay? But it also uses a 3rd layer if you wish to do so. So you can see this one right here has a 3rd layer onto it. So if you want to, you know, have it on one side and then you want to hide something on the inside without it falling out, you can add a 3rd layer to it. Even though this is already double layered, you can add a 3rd layer. All right, it looks like Edith got the ebook. Woohoo! She can make a bunch of gifts. Yes, you can. I'm so excited. Marcia says your ebooks are amazing. Thank you. I appreciate you so much. Okay, so let me show you a couple other patterns. Here's the other one I was referring to. You can take out that insert, right? It is this basket right here. You can take this out and you can use it separately. All right, there are a few more I wanted to point out to you. this one is one of them right here. Okay, so you can see how you can take this out. So this is technically a baggie on its own, and you can take it out or you can put it on the inside. You can do whatever you want. It's kind of a 2-in-1 storage bucket, basket, bag, however you want to call it. So I used a special bucket. Again, you can use other buckets as well. And then you can add your crochet around it, and then you add this part on the inside, right? And then this little part of it that I call like diaper part of it, right, that holds it together if you do want to use it on the inside. It's really, really cool. Okay, I'm just saying, it's a really cool pattern. Comes with all kinds of pictures and tutorials to make sure that you can go through it step by step. Okay, then there's a few more I wanted to show you. Let's see, this one is one of them, which is the gnome. This is the body of the gnome. You can see how it flips inside out. So this is mosaic crochet. This is the right side out, and this is the, let's say, wrong side out, but either way you can use it, right? So it's reversible. And then I want to show you how it looks like when you take it out. So here, when you take the hat off with the beard and the arms and the nose, then you just have the inside one. By the way, it comes with another little Santa baggie on the side, you know, for a little extra storage, but it fits your hooks. I actually added my one of my glasses in there for a little extra stability. So if you want to do that as well, you can. Okay. And then here's the other one I wanted to show you, which was that surprising gift box. Okay, which is really cool. So you probably have seen the ones with the butterflies coming out, right? So this is the one, but this is the only version available as in crochet. I've never seen another version out there. So what you can do is you pretty much want to make this little, let's call it like an X, right? And then you can put it together in a way that is actually reversible. The green and the red is reversible, so you can have it however you want, right? You can have the green on the outside, or you have the red on the outside, as you can see right here. So you assemble it together, you put the lid on, you put the crochet tape around it, right? And then you have it as a little gift box, and when they take it out, you know, it falls down and they have something surprising on the inside. It's really, really fun. So anyways, you have all of these different patterns included in this ebook. Isn't it so amazing? I absolutely love it. I do want to point really quickly out again that it does have 50 video, actually 50 plus videos, okay, because we're adding on to it while we're doing these live tutorials. So it's actually more than 50 videos included in this ebook, okay, on 102 pages, large font, as you just saw, okay. This is size 14, very large, so it's easy to read back and forth as you're crocheting all of these patterns. Okay, it comes also with lots of pictures, clickable videos, material list, and the table of content, as I mentioned previously. And this kind of summarizes what I just mentioned, right? So you can tap on a table of content, jump to the pattern. It has a little main menu button there on the top right corner, so you can always jump back to the table of content. It literally should feel like a learning program. So it's a PDF that you can use like a learning program, and you can print it out too. It's way better than just a physical copy, right? Because you can print it, or you can just use it digitally and have fun with it, really. And these make amazing gifts for birthdays, holidays, literally for any occasion. Even gender reveal parties, or maybe even weddings, housewarming gifts, whatever. It makes a perfect gift. You can of course sell them in the end too if you wish, not the pattern but the physical makes that you make from it. So much fun. Jan says, I love how you teach I-cord. Thank you. Did you find my video? I think you were the one asking yesterday, right? I have a video that has 6 different versions of an I-cord, so if you haven't checked that out, you should check it out. Which you can use for some of these patterns, of course, because some of them use I-cords. Anyways, these patterns are incredible, okay? So I do want to point out a couple of reviews I've already gotten. The first one right here, I know it might be hard to see. I should have made it a little bit bigger. The first one is from Sandra. She says, I'm in crochet heaven. Beautiful crochet meets organization. What could be better? Nothing could be better, at least in terms of organization in your home, and make it beautiful. And then we have Louise. She says, your ebooks are great and easy to access the pattern and are ad-free. Yes, they are. And as I said, it's also printable. All right. Are you guys ready for some prizes? I'm ready for some prizes. We talked about the entire ebook, so now it's time to give away some prizes. So let me show show you what we're giving away. So we have this little cute, did it pop up? Yep, there we go. We have a little spinny wheel, okay? And the spinny wheel will decide what you win if you are the random winner that is chosen. So we have a free ebook to give away. We have $10, $15, or $20 off an ebook that's currently not on sale. I have 33 different ebooks, so there's plenty to choose from, right? We have $10, $20, or $30 Ravelry coupon code. We also have 5 or 10 PDF patterns of your choice, as well as a free yarn box. Now, the free yarn box, we gave one of them away yesterday. These ones are only for those in the US. So if you land on it and you're not in the US, then you're going to get an ebook of your choice instead. But this is our current version of what's inside one of these boxes. So let me show you. Ooh, my camera is perfect, just not bright enough. So let me make it a hint brighter. Okay, so let me show you what's on the inside, okay? So it comes with a drawstring bag that says the Crochet Club on it. So as I said, typically we only ship these out 5 times a year. For those who join the Crochet Club during a special promo, it's like a 5-day promo on sale, and they get one of these boxes if they sign up during a time as a new annual member and they live in the US, okay? Then we also have sometimes we have different sponsors that add content to these boxes, okay? So last time, and I have a few of these left over, last time we had Twice Sheer Cheap. They gave us these pieces right here, which is really cool. This is a quick gauge, allows you to figure out your stitches for a certain measurement very quickly. We also have Twice Sheer Cheap gave us these kitty cat stitch markers, and we have this cute little tin that you can fill up with your stitch markers. Ooh, my nose is tickly. I'm about to sneeze. Woo! It also comes with some stickers and a tapestry needle. There's some more information about Twice Sheer Cheap and a coupon code, and then we also have some business cards. Of course, you can give to your friends if you want. Then you have a choice, not a choice, it's a surprise, one or the other. It's either going to be a pop socket or one of these clips. The clip has a magnet on the back too. A pop socket is something you put on the back of your phone so you can hold your phone properly, or you can watch movies. Great, because you can stand it up, you don't have to hold it, right? And then it comes with a measuring tape as well, which is super duper fun. And then some random amount of yarn. So it could be 1, 2, or 3 skeins of mystery yarn. You never know what you're going to get. So that's going to be kind of a surprise. And as I said, sometimes we have sponsors that provide us with yarn. It really depends, okay? Depends on what we have and what I can give you. And that's going to be on the inside. But it also depends on the weight, right? The box can only be a certain amount of weight. And that's how we're going to determine how much yarn we're going to put in there. Anyway, so that's all the different prizes you have a chance to win. So now it depends on you to figure out, do you know the answer to these questions? We didn't reach 100 today, but we have 2 more days where you have a chance. Let me actually show you my schedule. So we have 2 more days of live tutorials talking about these baskets and to give away prices. So in these 2 days right here, you have a chance to get more people to come and join us. And if we get over 100, we're going to give away 3 prizes. So please tell your crochet bestie to join us, because they're going to learn something too and have fun with us, right? Anyways, it is going to be tomorrow, Tuesday, July 22nd at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Please use a Google time calculator or converter to figure out the time for your time zone. This is PT, so Pacific time, think West Coast, LA time. And then we have Wednesday on the 23rd, which is our last day of the sale. Okay, and that's going to be again at 12 p.m. Pacific time, pretty much just like today. Again, Pacific time. Okay, so let's go to the questions. Okay, gotta remove this. Hang on, press the wrong button. There we go. Now we're ready. Okay, question number 1. Are you ready? Question number 1 is, what did you learn to crochet at the beginning of this video? Technically, it's not just crochet. We did 2 things. We did crochet and we did embroidery. What did you learn how to do in the beginning of this video? If you were here, you will know this answer. If you were not here, and darn it, you made it a little late, watch the replay later. But for now, check the title of the video or the description of the video to answer this question. I know you know this answer. Go typey, 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 so that way you know how to, or you have a chance to win something. I will pick a random winner from the comments section, okay? If you won within the last month or so, please don't answer. Give everyone else a chance. But for those who qualify, go typey, 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 and answer the question really quickly, okay? How about you just give me one of the two? We have either a crochet or we have the embroidery. Name one of the two or name both if you like. I don't care. Just tell me what we did in the beginning of the video. What was the tutorial part of the video in the beginning? Ideally, give me both, but if you only give me one, two, that's fine. You qualify as well. Okay, so let's get started. I have a knot in my tongue today. Did you hear that? How many bloopers I did today? Okay, so I'm going to remove the question and let's find a winner. Okay, here we go. Mouse is in the right position, so I'm going to scroll up and down and let's find our winner. Here we go. I'm going to stop right here. We have Sarah Bonvillian. I'm just going to stick with Sarah. Sarah says, wave crochet and embroidery flower. Yes, girl. Either way, it would have been fine if you just said one of them. That would have been fine. Okay, let's see what Sarah won. Here we go. Congratulations, Sarah. 2. Looks like a free ebook. Woohoo! Congratulations. Oh, I should have put my kitty cat up. Ta-da! Kitty cat. All right. Let's go to question number 2. Are you guys ready for question number 2? Keep your fingers warm because there's one more question to go. Keep your fingers warm. All right. Question number 2. Are you guys ready? Name one feature you love about the basket ebook. See, I told you I had to pay attention to what I was saying, right? Name one feature. It can be a pattern. If you just say, I love this pattern, that's a feature of the ebook, right? Or if you love something else about the ebook, maybe some of the things I added into it, you know, the functionality of the ebook. Tell me, name one feature. Pretty much there's no wrong answer unless you say something completely off, like bunnies hop into a hole, right? Like rabbit hole, get it? That was a horrible joke. Anyways, if you say something completely off, then obviously that won't be right. But let's talk about the ebook. Name one feature / pattern you love about the ebook. Tell me. All right, I see some good answers already coming in. Yay. And by the way, thank you guys for congratulating Sarah. I appreciate when you guys cheer each other on. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to give you a couple more seconds here. Give everyone a chance to typey. You guys are fast in typing. I'm very proud of you. You guys warmed up your fingers well. Okay, so let's go to the winner. Are you guys ready? I see some really good answers. Okay, I'm going to cover my eyes. I almost said nose. I don't know why. So I'm going to scroll up and down and let's find our winner. And I'm going to stop right, how about here? We have Trish, and she says, I can print only the patterns I want to carry with me to pattern that pattern along with me. Yay! I love that. Yes, you can print the entire thing if you wish. You can print only certain part of it. Yes. Some of the other answers I'm seeing is the functionality of the linking, meaning the clicks, large print. I see some of the patterns mentioned, video tutorials. Yay! Okay, I see some really good answers. All right, here's my kitty cat. Whoop whoop. Oh, wrong side. Whoop whoop. All right, and let's do this. Let's see what Trish won. What is it gonna be? It looks like $20 off an ebook that is currently on sale. That's really great because some of the ebooks are, I think I have a couple of them that might be just $20. So that's pretty much a free ebook, right? It depends on which ebook you're picking. So Trish, congratulations. Congratulations to both of my winners for today. I do want to remind you really quickly, we have more prizes to give away in the next couple of days, okay? Let me pop up my email address. I think I forgot that yesterday. Okay, couple of notes when you email me. I've noticed a few of you guys forgetting this. Okay, email me at nicole@nickie'shomemadecrafts.com. Nickies and crafts both have an S. Don't forget that. I've seen some of you guys forgetting it and getting upset that I didn't answer. I answer my emails. If you give me the right email, All right, so make sure you email me. For the winners, please put in the subject line, the winner of the prize. Tell me what you won, because that way I can scroll to the video really quickly and determine that you are truly the winner. But I need the date too. Tell me the date. When did you win? Because sometimes people take a little bit of time to email me, right? So you need to tell me the date when you won and the price that you won, so I can go to the video and confirm that you are the winner, okay? Please, the winners, email me. Now, anyone who has a question for me, you can email me as well, okay? If it's about the ebook, if it's about a specific pattern, email me if you have a question. And we're gonna go live again the next couple of days, so make sure you come join us. We're gonna teach a little bit more about crochet baskets. There's a couple of baskets I'm gonna cover, and I'm really excited for those. It's gonna be the star basket, as well as that plant holder I mentioned, the linked crochet one, and we're going to go through some parts of it, not the entire pattern, but some parts of it, just to get you started. Okay, so I'm really excited. So let me remind you really quickly why this ebook is so cool, because first of all, tell me another ebook outside of my own that has video tutorials. Okay, go to any bookstore and tell me if you can find a physical book with video tutorials. You will not be able to find it, because these publishers need to be able to make the most profit with the least amount of pages, etc. If they have to host video tutorials, that takes away from their profit. I know that sounds a little bit weird, but that's really how they work, okay? They're all about the profit in the end. It's a business. It makes sense. So if you want to have video tutorials, you should aim for going for ebooks, okay, that you can print. Now, not every ebook has video tutorials. In fact, most of them do not have video tutorials. All of mine do. All of mine do, okay? Because I know that is important to you, so you will get video tutorials with my ebooks, okay? So you get video tutorials that are also clickable. The material list is clickable, so that way you don't have to search and figure out what yarn is this? How do I make this? I don't know what to use here. You know, she says plastic canvas. I don't know what it is. Well, you can click on it and it tells you exactly what I used, okay? And all of the patterns also have large font. So here's a summary of all of it right here. 102 pages, more than 50 video tutorials, 40 written patterns with large font. The table of content, material list, and video tutorials are all clickable, and you have some really cool features in some of these baskets. Okay, let me show you all of the baskets again. Look at these baskets. I mean, they're extremely unique. A wide variety of ways of making baskets, literally for any occasion, any size. It is super fun. It's really for any room of your house. Perfect for a gift. So if you haven't got your ebook yet, it is on sale until Wednesday for less than $20 if you apply that coupon code for all 40 patterns. That is more than 90% off. Okay, so if you would get one individual pattern, that's about $5 each. But there are 17 patterns included in this ebook that are not available anywhere besides an ebook. So be aware of that. And just like Dawn says, perfect for visual learners just like me. Yes, you want video tutorials with the written instructions, and you want large font. Yes, yes, yes. Go grab your copy if you haven't gotten it yet. I will see you back here tomorrow for another live tutorial, this time at 2 p.m. Pacific time. And I'm so excited to see all of these baskets made by you with your hands, with your yarn and your hook. I am so excited. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.